Welcome, Governor Livingston. You are in the zone, brought to you by GLHS TV and GL Sports Zone. We're your hosts, Ryan,
Charlie,
and Johnny. And today, we're going to segue into spring sports here. Spring, one of our stronger seasons. We have today, we're going to be talking about baseball, arguably the most prestigious GL sport. And lacrosse, a newer sport.
on the up and up.
On the up and up is definitely correct. And
Gonna mention some golf and track.
I think that'll maybe be more
The next episode.
because
fair.
lacrosse, baseball, the two. We also have to talk about girls' sports like softball, girls lacrosse, softball. Very good sport, obviously.
Next episode.
That'll be the next episode. Some of those other sports. Today, we're gonna start with baseball, and baseball had a very good year last year. 23-7, lost in the quarterfinals of counties to Dayton.
The worst loss of my life.
You're gonna have the best win this year. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. And then also losing sectional semifinals, a heartbreaker. But yeah, last year, Chuck, lost a lot of guys.
Yeah, heavy senior class last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You'll get into the guys that we lost, but looking at our offensive numbers, like we got
Got a lot of gains.
5 guys returning from our lineup last year, only losing 4 guys. So I think
mainly in the rotation, I think is where you take the biggest hit.
Yeah.
Not even on the talent side, because you still have the Diskins, you got the elbows. She's coming along, but
yeah.
And the toes.
and some freshmen. That's the biggest thing I'm going to talk about is the freshmen coming up. But let's let Chuck discuss some of these seniors who they lost.
A hit leader, Robert Murphy, playing at Gettysburg now. I think he's doing pretty well, right?
Yeah,
He's doing
I
well.
think he's playing as a freshman.
46 hits. Then an RBI leader, Michael Beasy, playing at Penn State Altoona.
Yep.
I think he's doing well there.
He's playing there.
Yeah.
He's on the team.
Well.
Yeah. Freshmen, are hard to come by playing time now in college. So
Penn State Altoona is.
there's a lot of satellite campuses for Penn State.
Okay, I was like, dude, is he playing main campus? Penn
No,
State?
they got
Altoona.
Yeah.
Toonville.
Toonville.
No, it's Toontown.
Chuck's been to Penn State before, actually.
Twice.
Yeah, lacrosse team's not good enough for him.
They're actually probably better than. Okay, whatever. Roman Andre ignited sparking the team the second half of the year, batting .343 with 3 home runs and 18 RBIs.
Yeah, Roman didn't play the first half with a knee injury that he got in tryouts, but the second half he got his chance and he ran with it. He was a stud out in left field, He really ignited us into that state run that ended short.
Yeah, an athletic guy.
Yeah, and then these pitchers, man, talking about a guy we know very well here at Sports Zone.
Patrick Tulo.
No.
So, yeah, Tulo.
Chuck, you want to bring up your point that you...
What? No, I think he's one of the best pitchers. Well, had best games. I wouldn't say, best pitchers, because I'm sure there's...
Real innings eater. He didn't, did he have the nastiest stuff? Probably
No.
not.
Well,
But he had great control.
Did he have the Dan Bass slider? No.
was he the best pitcher last year? No, because Danny threw 60 innings last year with a sub-3 ERA. So
almost sub 2.
yeah, but Tulo was huge for us last year. Just eating innings away for not lower end teams, but I'd say middle of the pack type teams that he would just go out, pitch 5 or 6 innings, and kind of save our arms, save the pen.
Throwing perfect games
against, I think that was Dayton, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Tulo, he's one of those funky lefties, like Cortez, you always got to have those guys. You're always going to have your guys pumping ched. But then, you need that guy's change it up.
He's no elbow. He's just
Two more. I feel like we got to talk about Dan Bass a little bit more. Last year,
Yeah.
we said
you got to let Chuck get there. He's going to make his point about
all
Tulo.
right.
So, yeah, Tulo, I think, one of the best individual game performances, or just he's glue guy. He's the
Glue
Jonathan
guy.
Schmidt of the basketball team.
I agree.
But
Maybe he performs a little better than Schmidt, but
and then Bass, what do you is there not to say?
Dan Bass, he's the staple guy.
Yeah. He's that
Playing for
number
your sinus.
a true number 1. That's what you're going to need for this year.
He's pitching very well
I
in your
know.
sinus.
Did
I
he
think
have
also
one run
commentating
game?
games.
He
8
pitched,
strikeouts?
I think it was 7 innings, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts. He pitched a gem the other day.
He's
And he's getting to that rotation now. So
yeah,
Good for him.
58 innings pitched, 82 strikeouts. I always like to see that strikeout number be
plus one.
at least
plus two.
one and a half, one
Yeah.
and a third, over.
But sometimes, strikeouts are on there. We're not talking about walks, though. I mean, Dan Bass did not walk a lot of guys last year. When you're not getting into deep counts, kind of letting guys hit the ball and make your defense make plays, that's huge for your pitch count. Probably why he threw 60 innings last year.
Definitely, and a 2 ERA. And then, I mean, now let's talk about the guys this year. I mean, explosiveness everywhere. I mean, personally, for a pitcher that I like this year, to possibly break out, and I mean, is it really? I mean, is Matty Diskin? I mean, I think
He's no breakout. We know last year he threw 20-plus innings. So.
But I think a lot of things are going to change this year. It's the Johnny and I were talking about this. The transition from a thrower to a pitcher.
Yeah.
He's wild. I mean, you're throwing that hard, you're going to be wild. But he's gonna, if he can control, get that breaking ball to that work in progress breaking ball to click.
Yeah, last year he learned the slider like mid-season. So I mean. Yeah, he had good success with that pitch, but now after a full year developing that pitch, he's gonna be gross.
Lowers those walks, he'll be able to pitch more innings and strike out a lot of guys. And then once Johnny comes back from the injury, he's gonna start in the pen, but we're gonna get a couple Johnny bump days at the end of the year. And I mean, we know what he's got. He's got that slider. It's a slider, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's nasty.
Knuckleball?
Nah, not quite there yet.
And then right now throwing 72, but I have a feeling
82 soon.
82 soon.
82 soon.
On the way. But then where the money is made for GL is the bats. 5 guys returning. George Provell, Moose. I mean, he'll be DHing most of this year. I know
He'll get it right.
His fielding isn't one of his strongest suits.
That was a big emphasis for his offseason, getting his arm healthy, working on the glove, and I think he's going to flash some leather out and right this year.
And talk about an extra base hit machine. Hitting 310, slugging like crazy. 6 bombs. Hit 33 RBIs, and then some other guys here. I mean, Matty Diskin can also hit very well, two-way guy. You got Schaefer, plugging in halfway through last year, playing good glove.
Crazy stat about Schaefer. Yeah, he played, I don't even know how many games it was, 14 games.
14.
He struck out like once or twice in like 50 or 60 at-bats, which is insane for even high school baseball. That's very impressive.
Definitely. Guy's going to get on base. You'll love to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then a
Who
guy
had
that...
home runs last year?
What's that?
Like, what was the home run leaderboard last year?
George had 6. I believe Roman had 3. Michael might have had 2 or 3. Denora had 1 or 2. Denora's going to have a big year. He was a freshman last year, and he still put up
290, 24 hits, 24 RBIs.
Yeah.
I mean, but listen, I think you're going to see Johnny get at the plate a little this year. And I think he will. He's going to... The stats will show up better than he had last year. I mean, last year got caught up in a slump, and it's hard to break out of it, especially as a guy who does focus more on pitching.
Yeah.
You don't want to let that hitting slump affect your pitching, which it didn't. And I think, it'll come later in the season. You'd start clicking. I mean, you're a guy that makes a lot of contact. If you change that approach up a little, increase quality of contact over, amount of contact.
Yep.
But we got one guy we got to talk about here.
Kid that's not here.
Jonathan Schmidt.
Where is he? Is he lost?
He's a scholar. He's got to finish a test,
Good for him. I mean, listen, I think we're seeing a 320 season.
Absolutely higher.
I know. I said if
he had some back injuries last year. I'm pretty sure he got rid of those. He figured that out. So, I mean, he'll be, in my eyes, a 350-plus hitter this year.
Great defender. And then a lot of guys we want to talk about this year is the freshmen. The freshman class is great. What's the man?
We got
Keith Mann.
So right now in tryouts, we got about 5 or 6 that are trying to make a run for varsity spots. Keith Mann, like you mentioned, Michael Novanti, Dom Labisi, Gertzma, and then Michael Basile. Probably missing a couple, but that's on the top of my head. That's 5 of them right there. And that's...
So how does baseball tryouts work?
POs, not POs, but pitchers, catchers work in the past
It's kind of similar to spring training. Like, first 3 days is pitchers and catchers only, and then the next week is going to be like the full team tryouts. So like live at-bats, scrimmages, inter-squad, while they're permitting that if we can even get outside. But
Johnny's getting up some great film on shagging balls right now. I'm sorry, I had to. But, I mean, we got some predictions here. You think, Chuck, what are we thinking here? I mean, going off, you're not allowed to give
I know. Can I just, one last point that I had, it kind of sounds like a little silly, but returning got Coach Roof. I mean, one of the best coaches in the area. I mean, I think I put his record down here.
Did you mess that up? Because
1,600 losses?
He's 441,
For 167.
for 167 losses. I don't know. That's like 70, 80%.
No, and one. Nobody's only had one tie.
I didn't look at
Is it-
ties.
Yeah.
I don't look
But-
at ties.
Listen,
That's crazy.
probably after, give it a year or two, he'll have that. He could 2-3 years. He could have that 500 win mark. I
Mhm.
mean, great guy, awesome coach. Players love playing for him, and I think
I think there's some crazy stat too that I was looking at. The time that he's been here, he's only had like 2 teams under 20 wins.
Yeah.
And I think like one of those is like the COVID year where we only played like 28 games.
and
You guys did well that year too.
Yeah, one
And
county
I think the
championship.
biggest thing is the star power in which Coach Roof allows his stars to play into their strengths and to develop more. I mean, we saw it with that one class. You had Stephen Reed, you had Compton, you had
Soretti.
Soretti. I
Were
mean,
they all in the same graduation year?
So Reed and Compton were.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Those are
Danny was the year before. They had like 7 or 8 baseball commits
To
on
the
that
best
team.
teams in the nation.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
And Coach Roof he
They
lets
had that one
he-
kid who went to go Iona.
Iona. They had 2 players that committed there. One transferred out. I think it was Will Jennings and Tyler McCullough. Tyler McCullough is now at FTU, I believe.
and even on some
Forum.
Yeah.
even on what you call slower years, you got Diskin who's committing to Stetson. Obviously, some people don't know Stetson. Awesome baseball
Division 1
team.
school.
And it's an insane team because when it comes to baseball, it's a little different than the other sports. You don't have to be these big power. I mean, you have your Tennessees and stuff, but Stetson's a great team. You got D3, which is still people. I don't want to hear the whole. It's just D3.
10-2 right now, Misericordia.
To
Roll
play
Cougs.
D3 is still it's still like what top 5% of all baseball players.
Something like that.
And then you got George Pace. I don't know. I'm not sure how Pace is doing this year.
Let's check.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll give Chuck some time, but that's still 3
And
guys.
not even, yeah, it's
a
only,
couple guys last year.
we have, I don't know the exact numbers, 10 upperclassmen and it's like 30 underclassmen in the program alone. So obviously, like a large makeup of our varsity team will probably be underclassmen just because of a lack of upperclassmen numbers.
When Diskin's a senior, that in 2 years from now, and then
Yeah.
all those guys are more developed juniors.
It's going to be fun to watch.
They're gonna be nuts. But this year,
John's still gonna be a senior then.
propping up Sports Zone.
Yeah.
But I think last year you had 23 wins. It wouldn't be shocked if you guys eclipsed that same mark or
Yeah.
even exceeded. I think you guys came short in some of those tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, we
I
could probably possibly play like 2 or 3 more games because we got knocked out in the quarterfinals of counties last year.
I think the biggest difference, and Chuck, I think you'll agree with me here, is the difference in the tournaments. I think you're going to ride some of the lightning from how our other teams are tournaments. You guys are going to thrive in the tournaments
Yeah.
this year, in counties and sections. But yeah, it's going to be a good season. And
What predictions you guys got for our record?
What was the record last year?
27-3. You said
20,
you might,
23-7 last year.
23-7. I'm thinking over 25 wins. I don't think that's saying much. Maybe.
Well, it's tough. Yeah, I'll just give him like a win number because
Are we going to do like,
hopefully you guys will go farther. in
If you
counties.
guys go further,
don't
then
pull a GL basketball like 29 wins.
No. I think if you guys go further, it's going to be closer to that 27 mark.
That'd be
Yeah, we had too much faith in you guys.
That's brutal. Johnny, get the water bottle off the table. We don't got sponsorships.
no sponsorships.
So my prediction is over 27 wins.
I feel like that's a good mark. No, I
That's a
feel
lot
like
of wins.
it depends on how deep you go. Because if you're playing 33 games, 27 is
I think there's a
crazy.
limit of games you can play in New Jersey, and this is the shortest season out of all 3 seasons.
So maybe more 26, 25.
Yeah, no, we should have started like the first week of March.
Yeah.
Full plus.
Well, I mean, there's still snow on the ground.
Speaking of
Yeah,
lacrosse,
we
I
didn't even
mean,
do that.
we got a lot of stuff. 8-11 last year. Johnny, what do you got from lacrosse?
What do we got?
Yeah,
So
speed this up.
Chuck's got to eat.
I'm going to start off with who we're losing. I mean, I would say a medium-sized senior class last year.
Tiny.
Very tiny, actually.
We
Tiny.
actually went on the field tiny.
All right, so we're losing Seb Gratson, Tasso, backup goalie, Joe Riggy, Steven Manfreda, and who else we got?
Check
Dasty down on injury. So
Yeah, I
Shit,
mean,
Kevin.
K-Rod.
yeah, K-Rod's also
K-Rod.
gone.
Yeah, so I think that Seb was probably one of the best players last year in my eyes.
When he played.
When he played, you know.
You know, he's a
He
little
was,
volatile.
he was either in Mexico or either in
Some
Wisconsin.
off-the-field problems that we don't have to get into.
He
Wasn't
was
a problem.
volatile, say the least.
It wasn't
but-
problems. We were just having a good time.
Yeah, He's like the Dennis Rodman of GL lacrosse.
Some
But-
days he's in Game 7 finals or he's in North Korea.
Yeah.
Segue
You never know.
into the returners.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden Lindy, 100-point scorer already as a senior. He'll probably get up to 150 plus.
Oh yeah, I mean he had 75 last year. I
That's
think he's
crazy.
I think he's well over the 100 mark. What is he around the 115 mark?
We got
You think he hits 100? The 200, I mean.
Maybe.
hit or
Depends
miss.
if you move Chris down to attack.
Hey, I watched
That's a big important thing.
I
here,
watched
Chuck.
one game of lacrosse my entire life, and that one game I saw Brett Pierce score like 4 or 5 goals against Dayton
Yeah.
at Snyder last year. That was really an
Dayton.
offensive game, like
Dayton's
14.
the slums. They're so.
You guys almost lost on that game.
No, it's for different reasons.
And then you had
yeah,
the two
Chuck didn't start at the game in that.
two guys sitting aside me, Charlie Gilpin, Ryan Terabokia.
Well,
Ryan,
I don't know. Don't even say my name.
Ryan coming back. I think he'll have more playing time than last year. If not,
Yeah, thanks.
Over 5 ground balls.
I don't know what the ground
Over
ball
five
is. That
ground
when you
ball.
pick the ball up off the ground?
Yeah.
Sounds difficult. And we have
Guys, all right, that was it.
how many saves you had last
Spent a lot
year?
of time in
5
that.
hundo?
No, 324.
324. I hope we get that down to like 300 less.
No, I want like the
Well, he
average,
wants saves,
I
but we
want
don't.
like 180 saves.
That's what I'm saying. Less saves is better because that means
Less
Yeah,
shots.
our large stickers are going to be doing their job a lot better.
Large stick.
The defenders,
Long stick.
whatever.
I mean, we got some other people we can talk about. I mean,
Yeah, go for it.
Chuck, give us a little here. I feel like you've been a little quiet here, Johnny.
Speaking too much.
Yeah.
All right, Luca Napoli, really athletic guy. He's like made for lacrosse.
Yeah. Oh my God, he stepped up to Dasty, and they were like, "Whoa."
Not the best stick skills, but athleticism as like a defensive midi, and also you can like run down, just like throw the ball hard as he can at you.
He's got a
Who,
very
Luka?
fast,
Yeah.
very fast shot. I mean, and his stick skills are definitely improving.
Mid sticker,
midi.
Short stick.
All of them are short stick, other than like 4 guys.
3. 1 of 3.
LSM. That's
Okay.
speaking of LSM.
Next guy come back, Ranga. His sophomore year in that Clank winning team
Awesome.
was really, really good. He was an attackman with like Jason House and it was like Bobby.
no,
was it?
Lindy. It was Lindy.
No, Lindy was there for like the end of the season. But it
No,
was
Who's
Bobby.
Bobby?
No, it was Bobby for 4 games,
Who's
and then
Bobby?
Lindy came in. Bobby Mathis.
It was like Bobby or it was like this other kid. I forget his name.
good player.
Yeah. You're
Hoy
thinking
was
for-
there.
Hoy was out the whole year.
No, it wasn't.
No, Hoy just played midi.
I remember. Oh no, it wasn't Ranga.
Guys, we're talking about this year's team.
I know. Well,
Okay, well I'm trying to like.
we're trying to talk about Ranga's
So
sophomore.
Ranga had a way more production, at least goal scoring and assists as an attackman, but that's what we expected. He didn't really mesh into that
the midi transition
Yeah,
was not smooth.
like that midi position as well as everyone thought he was going to. But towards the end of the year, he did pick it up, scored more goals, got more comfortable, played better defense. But
I think that's what
this year, I think they're going to move him back down to attack. If I was the coach, that's what I'd do because we still have very good middies. Midi is more athleticism than anything.
I think
and, yeah.
I think Chris is serviceable on defense. I think the biggest thing is not that he doesn't have the stick skills to work in transition on offense. I just don't think that's where his game comes from. He scores better from the wing. He dodges better from the wing, and I think, like you said, that move to attack, we'll see a lot more of what we saw sophomore year.
Yeah, and then going on to Chifa, he's a Fogo, but he can also play some midfield.
I think he's wild. I mean, you never know what he's
Still
going
run
to
through a wall.
Athletic. Very
do. Coming
athletic.
off that injury, I mean, he
was
runs
fine last year.
runs hard. I mean,
He had that
His-
leg injury in football, right?
No,
Yeah.
last year.
Last year.
the way he runs
He was fine last
makes
year.
my knees cry. He like stomps when he runs. I'm like,
He's like a
dude,
trotting horse.
yeah,
God knows.
it's scary, but I think is very good on the face-off, 70%. I mean, and he's only getting better. Like I said, started off last year, a little slower than usual, but in this year he's almost close to 100%. I mean, obviously you're gonna have some pain here and there with that knee, but yeah, I definitely agree. Advil.
Okay, next on to these two defenders. Kyle Mott starting off. He's like a very athletic, strong guy. He can grill pretty well.
He can grill pretty
He can.
well.
Pretty well.
Work on
He's
the-
like a very good one-on-one defender. I remember against Nutley. Yeah, we put him against Perogla or Paragola. Oh, yeah, it's Perogla. And then
Good
just
player,
locked him
Perogla?
down.
Awesome.
Yeah, he had the most.
The only
points.
reason the Nutley
he
won
had
a
the
game.
most points in the state.
Jesus. Kyle
So, yeah,
locked him down.
Kyle just face guarded him.
Yeah,
That
it was
really
like I think he scored like 4 goals in the first 6-8 minutes, and then coach.
good. I told him as well. To put him
yeah,
on.
Kyle has some size for a lacrosse player, no? He's tall, athletic. Based on what
We're a
I've
small team.
Yeah, well, he's one of the
It's
larger
true.
guys in the team.
Yeah, but like you said, he face guarded him, and I don't think he scored for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Next is Tripp. You know, coming off a little bit of an injury before last
He had
season.
the two
Didn't have
collapsed
the,
lungs.
Yeah, didn't have the strongest season.
He didn't play last year?
He
No,
did,
he did,
he-
but
but
yeah.
he
Because
was,
I didn't see him that much.
no, he played the whole season. I'm pretty sure it was just the lungs were really throwing him off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to
Tough
show up
injury.
in shape when he couldn't run for the whole 6 months before.
Yeah, great guy, great stick skills.
Great guy.
He's really good in transition. I think this year he's gonna have a way better year. And then obviously going to Matt Miller.
He's got to
Um,
step up.
Yep.
He's going to be that. He's got to fill that same
LSM. Yeah.
What position does he play?
long
LSM.
stick midi. Fast
So
guy.
you have a defender stick, John,
Yeah.
and you get to go to both sides, like as a midfielder.
Yeah. Interesting.
But they don't really do much offense.
So who's going to be feeding the goals this year? It sounds like Brett and Lindy are
I
the
think
main scorers.
Lindy's assist total should be going up, and Brett's goal should be going up. Aiden might go down a little on the goals. And we forgot to mention Wallen, a captain, a guy we talked to last week, a raw talent, new to the sport.
Get the stick in order, he'll be good.
He can rip some shots, but he's expanding his bag of moves, and very good defender, obviously a defensive midi. And he's got that championship pedigree.
He's got that experience that every team needs.
Well, actually, I think that would be his one lacrosse issue, is the lack of his experience.
Yeah, but like how to win, he knows how to win. At
Yeah,
least
he
for-
does. He does know how to win, and I think it's going to be a good year. I
Yeah,
think
interesting.
last year we had just a whole mess of issues early on, losing some games that we should have won, and we competed with some of the better teams like Gill. We played very good against.
One of our best games.
Yeah, stepped up against ALJ after losing 16-1, beat them.
I think it was 16-2.
One of the two. We
Or
beat them
three.
in the tournament, and I think it's got a lot to hold. I mean, you got some holes on the team that's got to be filled. Like
What division are you guys in?
The Clank, the second worst,
Oh, you guys finished
fifth in the Clank.
Fourth.
third.
Nah,
Yeah, Cedar Grove, Hanover Park, you guys.
that was 2 years ago, Johnny.
No, yeah, that's 2 years ago because we won. This is the year we won the Clank.
Because we all won it, all those three teams. Yeah, we were fifth.
So what? You no chance of winning that?
No, 100% we do.
You have a chance of winning that?
There's
Yeah,
a chance.
I think there's a healthy chance. I mean, the only
These are some weird teams, dude.
Parsippany Hills is a team we match.
Boonton?
Booton.
Where are they from? North Jersey?
Booton.
They're from Boonton.
North Jersey?
Yeah, I
Like
think so.
North Central. A little bit
Hanover
north
Park
here.
is probably Buns.
They're
Hanover
all
Park-
none of these
Hanover
teams.
Park is
I
very
could-
good.
These teams are just
The two
not
teams-
really known for being good at sports.
Yeah, the two teams we have to really step up and play is going to be the Hanover Park and Boonton.
They're a Group 1 school, and so is Dayton.
We're not really. This isn't. It's hard to say.
Yeah, fair.
But I mean, when it comes to the tournaments,
We beat Dayton last year, actually.
I didn't say Dayton.
No, in the county tournaments.
So you guys only
Can you
played.
say the same?
What?
You guys only played.
No one understood the joke.
Oh, they lose to.
You guys only played 18 games last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be around the same. Because when it comes to tournaments,
We're not sitting the whole time.
Huh?
We're
when
not
it,
sitting the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
when it comes to tournaments and lacrosse, it's a lot harder because let's say we get seeded decently, beat an 8 seed or whatever, then we go play Rumson and we get.
Yeah. I hate the seedings for lacrosse.
How's it?
It's-
Is it power? It's not power points,
No,
is it?
it's hard.
It's
to
record.
Yeah, it's a straight up record.
We had a team that we beat over us by like 10 places.
So what? Give me like a good. Is Milburn a good team?
Very.
And they only had 14 wins.
Yeah, they're a good team. And
Yeah,
then
but who are they? What's their conference?
They're in the top division playing.
This isn't the top division.
No,
You think they put it in
Fitch Pitch is the top division.
Fitch Pitch is absolutely
What-
wild.
what's-
Seton
crap.
Hall Prep? Damn.
That's the top division.
Bernards is good.
Not or
10-10 is good. Good record.
Not really. I mean, for the division, yeah.
They
but
were in
like,
an easier division 2 years ago, and they were destroying teams. But as soon as they got into like their caliber,
Man,
they
I didn't know
started
how
losing.
big of a sport lacrosse. There's a lot
one of the best
This
states
is
in
also
lacrosse.
just like a small conference. Look at all the other conferences.
Holy crap.
But like I was saying, I think for us to be good this year, there's a couple spots that got to be filled. People got to step up, and
It's like any sport.
yeah, if that happens, I think over 500 is a thing that is very reasonable for this lacrosse team. Maybe more, but like I said, you don't want to. I mean, these tournaments, you're never going to win a sectional or a county. Well, not never, but I mean, you want to beat Rumson.
One day,
You want to beat Rumson?
want to play Rumson.
Yeah, I don't need. we get matched up against Rumson, I think Chuck's coming down with a deathly illness. He ain't-
I got in a car crash before.
That's- we don't want to match him against Rumson.
So let's say, I would say the average the last couple of years, you guys play 18, 19 games. I'm going to go 10-8.
Thank you.
I think that's fair.
That would be pretty impressive. 10
You got an
wins.
MVP?
MVP?
Are you sitting next to him, or we going?
No, I'm not going to go someone that hasn't really fully grown yet, you know?
So you're going Brett? Is that what you're saying?
No, Brett's
Are you calling him short?
No, we're calling MVP. I'm saying not breakout yet. Give me an MVP.
MVP.
I feel like you
Yeah.
got 3 guys who you can pick from: Brett, Lindy, Chuck.
I'm going to go.
Maybe Mott's. Throw him in there.
I'm going to go Lindy. Linder, some people call him. I don't call him that. Lindy.
Only one person who calls him one.
Who's that?
What?
Who's that?
Not saying.
All right. So
Call
Lindy.
Linder, yeah.
And then breakout
Stupid.
player of the year. I mean, is Kyle a breakout?
No.
Matt Wallen, maybe?
Dubsy?
I'd go Miller.
Yeah, Miller's a good.
I don't know
breakout.
Miller, so I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go Luca Napoli.
That's good. I like
Breakout
that one.
player.
Fair.
Score a few goals here and there. Play some lock-up defense.
Good, very good in transition. And yeah, I think.
Fast as lightning. That's what he is.
Yeah. Oh my God. And
Grease Lightning.
Recently.
but in the rest of the sports world, March Madness starts. I mean, you see the game last night? Pitt.
No.
Pitt gets the 11 seed.
Who do you guys got winning it all?
I mean, in one of my tournaments, I got Pitt, obviously.
Oh,
And
God.
then the other one,
Reasonable pick.
Alabama.
Yeah, that's 35% of
They've
every
got some
tournament.
lethal
Houston.
guys on that team.
They got, yeah. I'm going to go.
What is the-
I'm going to go on the other side of the bracket. I'm going Houston.
That's what I said. Houston.
Solid.
Houston,
I like Creighton.
I like 12 seed?
FDU.
8.
8 seed? Or 12?
If
Yeah, 12, I
FDU
still
pulls
like
it
'em.
off,
Yeah, I was kind of fading towards
Drake
like
is a good upset.
I was kind of fading towards like Duke, but
I'm
just
more
the
of
fact a
more
one
of a
seed has
future
won
kinda
the
guy.
last 6 years. So I mean,
That's true.
I'm a big numbers guy.
But I think no. I'm saying some teams that might make some runs. Creighton, Drake.
UCLA will be in the Final Four.
sounds like a rap video.
Nice. I feel like there's something else in sports going on.
WBC, World Baseball Classic.
Is that over
Yeah.
yet?
That is not over. First round.
USA's on.
USA plays tonight, the 15th. So winning, they're in. Big win against Canada the other day. They actually murdered Canada.
Yeah, that was bad. Poor kid.
Canada had a 19-year-old single A pitcher going against the best hitters in
Couldn't
all
throw a
of the
strike
country.
to save his life.
Is Judge playing?
No, he's not.
Why don't none of the
He's
best
more-
players play?
The best players in the league are on the team.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Trout.
still, the only ones that
Mookie
are sitting
Betts.
is like Judge and then all the pitchers because they're not ramped up yet.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, pitching is really USA is not going to go far. Their pitching is not very strong.
Yeah, the team I think Japan is the easy favorite because
Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
Puerto Rico's very good. I think
Venezuela is very good.
yeah,
They got 4
they got
batting
Acuna,
titles.
Altuve, Arias. I think
They got some players in that team.
that they do. I think Dominican Republic's the most dominant
I
team.
think most teams have some players.
Yeah, but-
actually, all of them.
Not all of them. Great Britain does not have. What team has said that?
No, Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
They got electricians.
They have
pitching.
electricians striking out Shohei
What?
Ohtani.
Really?
Yeah, he
They
threw
have,
70, he was 5'8", threw 79 miles an hour, and he struck
Every
out
pitch
4 guys.
under 80, and he struck out the best player in the world,
and
arguably.
then a guy in Czech Republic got drilled by the Japan pitcher who throws 102.
Oh God.
But yeah,
Sounds like a mess.
Really?
It sounds like such.
I think my
Oh.
favorite to win is definitely Japan though because
Yeah.
they use their pitchers to the most.
I'm going to the United States.
Well, I mean, who am I rooting for?
USA.
No.
USA.
Favorite?
I don't even
No,
know.
USA is. I would say they're not a favorite.
I wouldn't say they're
DR
I
is
would,
favorite. And
I would put them outside the top 5, maybe right on 5. I think
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd say they're lower than the DR, Venezuela. Puerto
Batting
Rico.
wise, they're top 3.
I think they
Pitching
have a top 3
wise,
lineup.
they're like
One of the
top
worst.
10.
One of them, well, I mean, obviously not one of the worst because you got
Some dudes.
some dudes. But yeah, I think
So, yeah. Next topic, I think lunch.
I like that one. And to call today there.
Yeah.
We got anything else you want to say, Johnny?
Nope.
You got an advertisement for the swimming team?
Nope.
All
Not
right.
today.
Oh, never mind.
No, just say it. You got to say it.
What?
Can't leave the people cliffhanger like that.
Come on, let's go. Wrap it up.
All right, that's it. Governor Livingston, you are in the zone. Get out of the zone. Have a day.
Nope.